So here we go. It's the Edexcel foundation paper. It's 2017 November and it's paper 3, so get your calculators at the ready. Question 1, rounding to nearest thousand. So the 3 is in the thousands column, but it's the 7 you're interested in. With a 7, we round up, takes us to 4,000. Simplify, they're all the same. No number means a 1. So it's just 1 plus 3, which is 4. Take away 2, leaves you with 2y. Write down all the factors. You can easily miss them out if you try and list them straight away, so I think for 2 marks it's worth a little bit of extra time. Slows you down, don't care. There's plenty of factors. You could easily miss one out and miss out on an easy mark. On we go. So we've got information, price of tickets, etc., etc. But the main thing is there's 3 children going. So first job, multiply that by 3 on your calcs, 17.4, in other words, £17.40. Obviously, goes himself, so it's £17.80 and a price for his own ticket. And as you can see, your calc will tell you £25.20. It is £24.30 for a family ticket, so subtract them on your calculators and you'll get 90 pence for your answer. Here, calculator's not the best for doing time because they're working base 60, so think of 102 minutes as 1 hour and 42 minutes. So let's add on the 42 minutes first. That takes us to 27. Okay, and then add on 60 minutes, which is an hour. So it's going to be finishing at 8:27 p.m. And we go to number 7. So, large bottle of shampoo, there are 2 litres in the large bottle. So as soon as you see something like 2 litres and 150 ml, get converting, times it by 1,000. Each small bottle can be filled. So how many can be filled? How many go into it? You've got to do a divide. Calculator will tell you it's 13.3 recurring. So we only need the full bottles. So even if it was 13.9, you'd still round it down to 13. Number 6, an incomplete pictogram. All right, total of 20 cycles. So all of them makes 20. So let's have a look at how many wheels we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 halves, 5. So that tells us that each looks like a wheel to me, although that's rubbish. Each wheel is worth 4. 8 cycles were sold on Friday. So Friday needs 2 wheels. Saturday is a weird number, 15. So we need 3 full wheels for 12. And little Pac-Man shape, like so. 3/4. Hope yours is better than mine, but 3/4 on the end will give you those extra 3 to make it up to 15. So number 7, as always with my give reasons, I'll say them out loud because it takes too much time to read and I don't want to bore you sitting there. Do have a look at my other PDF, my worked answers. I do write them out in full. So first job, you know that that's 117. You know that that's a straight line making 180. Angles on a straight line add up to 180 is your reason. In goes a 63. We've now got 2 angles in a triangle. Find out the third. Again, give a reason. Angles in a triangle make 180. 180 take away these two, gives you another 63. You can deduce from that that we have a line of symmetry, two angles the same. That leads us to know that we can say that they are, that is, an isosceles triangle. Number 8. Bit of a strange one to explain because my print off is always slightly smaller than the original, so I've used the figures from the mark scheme. So when you measure the bus, about 1.9 centimetres, you are allowed a bit of leeway. When you measure the building, about 4.8 centimetres. So when you want a multiplier, do a divide. So 4.8 divided by 1.9 gives you a multiplier of something around 2.5 and so on. So if that's the conversion, if it's all to scale, you do the same to the 12 metres. 12 times that 2.5, etc. I got 30.3. The mark scheme allows anything from 27 to 33 inclusive. Number 9. So, got a couple of, well, 3 possible answers, I think, for this one. So, adds together two numbers. Her answer is a square number, less than 30. So, you could have 2 and 7. They add together to make 9, square number, both prime. 3 and 13, both primes, adds together to make 16, which is a square number. Or you've got 2 and 23, adds together to make 25, also a square number. So 2/3 of gym numbers. So that means you can halve it to find 1/3, and you can treble it to find his actual number. So Jim's number is 72. To find 5/6 of 72, of means times, stick it in your calc, 60, job done. On we go. So typical best buy on this one. As soon as I see anything like offer 1, offer 2, bank 1, bank 2, I do that. So in terms of offer 1, it means you don't pay for 12, you pay for 11 at £24. So that's an easy one on your calc. That offer will cost you £264. Offer number 2, you pay for all 12 at the price, but to reduce something by 5%, multiply it by 0.95. That means £273.60, which is cheaper. So as we can see, offer 1 is the one you'd go for. It's nearly a tenner cheaper. Number 12, 2.5 kilograms of apples costs that. So stop straight away. You've got £3.60. If you divide it by 2.5, that will tell you the cost of 1 kilogram. But you don't want the cost of 1 kilogram. You want the cost of 3.5 kilograms. So multiply it by 3.5. Easier to do it all in one step. And the calc will tell you it's £5.04. Number 13. So we've got a table of values, so we'll do it that way. Summing each number, or notice it goes up in halves. So add on a half, add on a half, add on a half, 0, add on a half. This is where I butcher it with my lack of technology. So 3 goes up to 0.5, minus 2 goes down to minus 2, And here we go. Not bad for me. I'll take that. Use your graph to find the value of x when y equals 0.3. So again, battling technology. You need to go from 0.3. Oh, I was meant to do a straight line there. Let's try that again. From 0.3, go to your line. Obviously, that's rubbish. There we go. And then from there, go down. Again, not great, but I'll take it. As you can see on there, I'm getting nearer to 2.7. On my worked answers, I actually got 2.6, but the mark scheme allows anything between and including 2.5 up to 2.7. Number 14, describe fully. Always state the obvious. It's a reflection. And you've got a couple of options. You've got the x-axis, or don't forget the x-axis has an alternative name. It's also the line y equals 0. Number 15, get your calcs out. So, the ratio of the cost to the cost of 1 metre is 2 to 5. Now, here's the thing. 2 to 5 means do a divide. 5 divided by 2. It's a multiplier of 2.5. So let's fill in the top row to begin with. If 2 metres costs £6, treble it, £18. Times it by 4, £24. Times it by 4.5, £27. Now comes the multiplier. Take your £6, times it by 2.5. 18 times 2.5, 24 times 2.5, and 27 times 2.5. Lots of pressing buttons. Number 16. Chloe's got a van. Now, obviously, we have a conflict of units. You could go to work in centimetres or metres. It's your choice. I chose to convert metres into centimetres. So we've got 240, 150, and we've got 140. So the way to go about this, the van has this much space. Multiply the length, width, and height, or whatever you want to call them. Oh, we need a 0. That would give you the total volume in the van, but we're going to do it on a calcs all in one go. Divided by the volume of the little boxes. And stick it all in your calc, all in one go. We get 120 boxes will fit. 3 boxes per minute. So divide it by 3. It's going to take her 40 minutes. Now, I'm not going to write anything for B, just going to explain a few things, because this is one of those weird situations where it actually can go either way. So the space might not be a cuboid, so it could be a slope or something like that. So the idea is the mark scheme gives both ways. It could take her less time because it won't have room for all 120 boxes. So she might only need to move 100 boxes. So overall, filling the van could take, you can make an argument that it could take less time. But you can make an argument it could take her more time because she might have to spend more time rearranging the boxes to maximize the space. Might not be straightforward. So it is one of those, doesn't happen very often, but it is a weird situation where that answer could explain how it could affect the time, could be more or it could be less. Number 17, factorize means put brackets back in. What do these have in common? They're only in the 4 times table. There's no letters. 4 times m is 4m. 4 times 3 is 12. This one doesn't come up very often, testing you on your knowledge of words. 5y, so on its own, folks, 5y is a term. And here, there's no equal sign, so you can eliminate quite a few, but it is an expression. And there we go for number 17. Number 18 looks like sequences, bit of an nth term theory to it. So, me personally, I'd be counting the dots first of all. There's 4 in the first pattern, 7 and 10. It's going up in threes, so your 3 times table is part of the story. What do you do to your 3 times table? We add 1. So bio has 90 counters. Can you make a sequence? The idea is basically no. And again, the reason is 90 is a multiple of 3. And what we're working within that sequence, we're doing multiples of 3 plus 1. Or another way is to say that multiples of 3 would be 91 will be in it, 88 would be in it, and so on. 90, no, not in that sequence. Number 19, median. So when there are 80 children, the median is between the 40th and 41st person. It's in there. So let's do cumulative frequency to see where we have Mr. and Mrs. 40th. So it's 4, add on 11, add on 39. So nope, not yet. Definitely in the next group. So it's the 160 to 170. Draw a frequency polygon. Watch me battle with technology. So across, you've got to plot people at the midpoints. So it should be 1, 3, 5 and 4. Should be 1, 4, 5 and 11. Over to 1, 5, 5 and 24. Next is 22, down a bit. And it finishes at 1, 7, 5, 19. Here we go. Hold your breath. Whoops, we'll get rid of that. Nearly messed it up. Rubbish. We'll try once more. Yeah, not the best. Whee! Ha! Look at that last one. If yours, like I say on a lot of videos, if yours is worse than mine, do it again. I think that'll get a pass. On we go to number 20. So, a lot of converting in this one. Quite a weird one. I'm not a fan. But let's go anyway. So, if we look, I'm going to go for New York. So, need my pen back. 1 US gallon is $2.83. And 1 US gallon means 3.785 litres. But I'm going to convert that into pounds. So to go from dollars to pounds, it gets smaller. It's a divide by 1.46. And we get a horrible decimal, as expected. 356 and so on. Alright, doesn't really matter after so many decimal places. Now we need to go to find the value of 1 litre. So keep that number in your calc. We need to divide by 3.785. So you should have kept that number in your calculator. Divide by 3.785 ends up being 0.51 and so on. Who cares? Because we've got 51 pence for 1 litre. If you convert what they buy in America over here, which obviously is a lot cheaper than our 108.9 pence. So, New York is cheaper. All words to that effect. Number 21, as soon as you see these, D, M, V. Velocity, idiot. Volume equals mass divided by density. But that will be with kilograms, so let's not forget to change times by 1,000. You can do those steps in any order, doesn't matter if you've times by 1,000 to begin with. No one cares as long as you get 648 for your answer. Number 22, connected ratios. So as soon as you see these, I always go B, G, and R. They're in the ratio 2 to 5. G and R are in the ratio 4 to 1. What connects them in the middle? We can make them into 20. So there is times by 4, so we get 8. There is times by 5, so we get 5. Now this middle row adds up to 33. So we could double everything and we'd get 66. We could treble everything and get 99. We can't go any further because we have to go for under 100. So trebling it is. And we are asked for how many red pens. Treble. We get 15. On we go. Reciprocal. Reciprocal means 1 divided by. Stick it in your calc. Change it to a decimal. No, so not 5/8. It wants 0.625. Rounding, errors, whatever you want to call it. If it's rounded to 1 decimal place, you go up and down by half the rounding amount. So we get take away 5 pence, £9.75. Add 5 pence, £9.85. Easier than you think for error intervals. Number 24, little bit weird, but stick with it. So the length is 7 longer. So for all the short ones, there's X. So let's go round. We've got short one on the edge because we're only looking at perimeter. Short, short, short. There's 4 X's. But then we've got long, 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 long. There's 4 of them. So that's another 4 X's and 4 7s. But don't get caught out, people. There's this length here. And there's this length here. And they are X plus 7, chop off the X. In other words, they're an extra couple of 7s. So 14, and that has a total of 70. If we simplify, we've set up our equation. Oops, 42. So let's take away 42 from both sides, dividing both sides by 8. But we haven't finished. Work out the area of the 8-sided shape. So this would be X. Whoops, not doing very well today. 3.5x times add on 7, but that's one of them. We want 4 of them. And hopefully that all made sense for 147 centimetres squared. On we go. So for question 25, stick the whole lot as you see it in your calculator. It should give you 7.452 times 10 to the negative 4. It wants it as an ordinary number. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to need a decimal point. 1, 2, 3 zeros. On we go. Number 26. So wordy and so not worth it. At the end of the day, it's the old test of who's done the most trials. And the fact is, it's Mel. All right, she will give the best probability because Mel has done the greatest number of throws. I'll leave it at that. Stuart is going to drop it twice. Use all the results. So the idea is add up the points down. You actually get 100. Add the points up. You actually get 50. Suspicious. And it says probability that the drawing pin will land up on the first and down on the second. Probability of up on the first is 50 out of 150, and down on the second is 100 over 150. And if you remember your probability trees, these are multiplied, all those big numbers cancel down, you get 2/9. Onwards. Simultaneous equations to wrap things up. You've got a choice on these. You either make the x's the same or the y's the same. Entirely your choice. You still get the same answer. But I'm going to go for equation 1. Leave it alone. I'm going to say equation 2. Let's treble it. So I get 15x minus 3y equals 12. We've made the y's the same. It's a plus and a minus. Same signs subtract, so different signs add. 16x equals 24 on your calc. X equals 24 divided by 16. 1.5 or 3 over 2. I'll pick equation 1. Sub it in, so write it out. Replace the x with 1.5. Remember your calcs, decimals involved. Take away 1.5 from both sides. Divide everything by 3. So y actually equals 3.5. So, as usual, hope that helps, and I shall see you on the next one.